for Flosstube number 8, and today is October. No, it's not. It's August the 29th, 2021. And as you can see though, I am very excited for October because I switched out my bed stuff. So I have a Halloween blanket, I've got Halloween throw pillows, and Piper is sleeping over here on one of the pillows, and I even put her little candy corn collar on, so she's super cute and excited. Her birthday's in October, so it's also her birthday collar, if you will. But yeah, he's cute. So anyway, yeah, so it's Sunday. I had to take my boyfriend to the airport today because he's doing hospital rotations in different places for the next like 2 months. So yep. And then I was gonna do my nails with my friend tomorrow, but she was able to do it with me today, so I got my nails did. So I'm very excited. They were really long, and I am a short nail person, so yeah, they feel good to be short again. So, and I painted my toes before I went, so my toes are also white and they match my hands. So I'm very excited. Plus on this finger, I had gotten the dip nail polish, and I had, since my nails are really long, I'm not used to that, I was opening something and I like cracked the polish, so there was like a whole like line on my nail, and then the cracked part fell off. So then it looked really odd. It felt really weird because my nail is really thin and the polish was really thick. So there was like this giant crevice, and I'm so glad that it's all smooth now. So anyway, I digress. But yeah, so one thing I wanted to mention, some shout out before I move on with my stuff, is so Shelby from Stitches by Shelby, I think is what her channel is. She had shouted me out, and I had seen her videos pop up on my feed but hadn't watched before, and I've been missing out. She's adorable. So I'm super excited to have her added to my queue of people to watch. And then I already had been watching Evelyn from Evelyn Across the Pond, but she discovered me in the past week or so, and she had like commented on all my videos. So I just like kept seeing comments from Evelyn. It was adorable. So thank you, Shelby, and thank you, Evelyn. You totally made my day. So, and then Evelyn had seen, I had mentioned Stardew Valley in like a past video, and she was like, oh my gosh, you play too? And I'm pretty sure the first video of hers that I watched was the one where she's got her Junimo embroidery in her thumbnail. So anyway, short fun fact. But yeah, so I don't have like, I always say I don't have a lot, but then I guess in my mind 3 is not a lot, but that seems to be what my normal is for 2 weeks time. So I have 3 whips to show you, and one of them I spent a really long time on, and I didn't think that I really spent that long on it, but looking back on it, it totally was. So anyway, that piece is Little Women by Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. So this is what it is going to look like, and this is what it looked like the last time, and this is what it looks like now. So last time I didn't have the house, and I didn't have the grass at the bottom, and I have never stitched a house before, and holy crap, that is a lot of fill-in. So I spent 15.5 hours on this in the past 2 weeks. I pretty much only worked on this, not this past week, but the week before that. So, and I think when I showed this in my last video, I did do the trees, but I didn't do the grass yet. So yeah, but now there's a house, and I love how the door is like this bright teal against like just a normal gray, but this roof is like 3 different grays. So, but yeah, it was kind of fun because I basically did all the like windows and the roof and like the border, and then I just filled in, and it was kind of nice because I didn't have to look at the pattern and just keep stitching the same color and you know where to stitch it. So Yep. But I've been watching Handmaid's Tale the past couple weeks, and so now I have this thing where like I'll pull out a piece to work on and I'm like, oh, that reminds me of the show because I watched that show while I stitched it. So me looking at this house is reminding me of Handmaid's Tale, even though they are not related at all. So yeah. Anyway, this one has a lot of work to go because like not only is this the top half, but there's words down here and then the border is like crazy. So I still have not read any more of Little Women since the last time I talked about it. I am halfway through a book club book that's unrelated. So I think when I finish that book, which is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, if you're curious, when I'm done with that, I'll probably go back to Little Women and do the same thing, read a section and then stitch that section. So yeah. So I don't know if I want, well, the Great Gatsby stitch along is supposed to be the fall book club, and I don't know when it starts, but like I also don't know if I want to have this finished before Great Gatsby. I don't think it matters to me because Great Gatsby is a lot smaller of a book, but we'll see. I don't know. So but yeah, so there's Little Women. And then what I worked on next was a new start because I had bought a bunch of PDF patterns like a month ago, and one of them was Possum Song from Mama Witch Cross Stitch, which looks like this. And there is no last time because I just started it, but this is what it looks like. Move my needle minder out of the way. But yeah, so I've got the head of the possum. I started in the middle, and this is just 16 count black Aida. And I've never stitched on Zweigart Aida, but this is a lot more flimsy than like what you buy at Michael's, which is nice. But anyway, so I did a middle start, which was like somewhere like in here. And I basically just stitched as much of that color as I could, and I think I pretty much got all of this color on his back done. And then I moved on to his face because I really wanted to have his face to look at while I stitched the rest of this. So, but it's wild because it doesn't look like that many colors, but I think it's like 5 or 6 different colors in his face. So, and there was one color that so I made a spreadsheet of all the DMC colors I have, and so I made like a column for how many are in my floss box and then how many of each color are in some different projects that I have. And then I made another chart on the same page sheet that had where I could type in colors and then it would tell me if I had it or not. And there was one color on there that it said I had, but it's in another project, and that other project is Sweetheart Campfire. I don't really know how much of that color I'm going to need for that, so I may just have to go buy that color. But it's supposed to be his mouth and then some in his eye. So I haven't done that yet, but I'm also like, it's DMC, so it's not like, as long as I buy it in the next 10 years, I don't think the dye lot's going to be an issue. But anyway. So yeah, I guess my goal on him, next time I pull him out or work on him, would be to finish his face and then start working on the rest of his body. But he's got like a hat and like a banjo and a little thing of moonshine, so. But yeah, there he is. And then the last, oh yeah, and I worked on him for 4.5 hours. So, the last thing that I worked on was Cozy Cafe. I also worked on this for 4.5 hours, and I was doing really good because, you know, my goal was to like get fully caught up. But I think I was working on it so much that I was getting a little bit tired of it, so I just kind of ignored it for a week. And so I pulled it out this week, and the newest part just came out. So whereas I was gonna be only 1 part behind, now I'm like 1.5 parts behind. So anyway, this is what, oh yeah, this is what it's going to look like. And this is what it looked like last time. And this is what it looks like now. So I filled in, obviously you can tell that I have started on the sparkling water, but I also finished the bottom border underneath the strawberry lemonade right here. So yeah, so now we've got this sparkling water started, which is so cute. And it's funny because when I was looking at the chart and I was stitching the top of this can, I was like, this looks so weird. But then after I stitched it, I was like, it totally looks like a pop tab. Like, I don't know why I couldn't see it on the chart, but like once I stitched it on the fabric, it totally looked like what it was supposed to look like. So I just think that's funny how that works out. But this one's gonna have black beads on it, and it's gonna be the seeds in this kiwi and the little seeds on this piece of dragon fruit. So, but this is kind of like the top part before there's like a big like solid color like label, and it says like fruity bubbles or something, and then there's some more of this kind of stuff at the bottom. So yeah, but I love this piece so much because it's just so darn cute, and it's very wrinkly because I literally took it out of the Q-snap like minutes before I started filming. So, oh, speaking of Q-snaps, a follower on Instagram had sent me a message asking how I load my Q-snap. And I know a lot of people complain about not being able to get their project into their Q-snap straight. So I'm gonna film how I load my Q-snap, because I mean, obviously I like the way I do it because I do it that way. But anyway, I will make a clip and I will put it in here. So here it is, if I filmed it. Hopefully I did. Hey guys, I had to try a few different angles to get this to right, but I think this may be easier to show. So like I mentioned before this clip, I got a question about how I load my Q-snap. And I know a lot of people also have a hard time getting their fabric straight on their Q-snap. So I thought I would just show how I do it, so you can kind of figure out if maybe it's the same thing as what you're doing, maybe it's not, you know, whatever the case may be. So first off, you're obviously going to need a Q-snap. I have an 8-inch and an 8-inch and an 11-inch, but I use the 8-inch for most of my projects. And then I have, of course, the side bumper things. And then I also use these felt strips. These are not necessary, but I really like them because, number one, they provide a layer between your fabric and the actual clip. And then another thing too is they make it really easy to take the clip off, because you can just pick a corner of the felt and just kind of pop it off. So, and then I have a grime guard, which is also optional. So I'm gonna move this into my lap so I can do this. Okay. So first thing is obviously to figure out where you're gonna be stitching. So I'm gonna be stitching in this area because I want to finish this sparkling water can. So I don't usually have a table in front of me when I do this, but it actually does kind of help, because then you can kind of just move your project around. But I want to be working in this part, and I want to be able to have this in the most center part of my Q-snap, since my grime guard actually covers quite a bit of the edges. So this looks pretty good to me. I'm actually going to start with this side right here because there's not a lot of fabric that's going to be actually wrapped around this pipe. So I'm going to turn it around, and it's pretty close to the edge, so I'm just going to kind of use that as my, I guess, like, way to make sure that it's straight. But I'm going to take a piece of the felt that I have cut out, and I'm just going to lay it over where I'm going to put the snap, and then I'm going to just pop the snap on. The first one's the easiest because obviously you're not being pulled in a million directions. So now that we have the first snap on, oops, sorry for the bumping, I always do the next snap whatever is opposite from this one. So that would be this side. And then you can do the other sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one as well. So again, I'm just putting a piece of felt there, and then I'm gonna take the snap and put it on. So now at this point, like obviously it's still really, it's not pulled very tight. So after this part, I just kind of pull it like this to get it to be tight. And obviously it's not gonna be tight because these sides aren't on yet, but this is a good time to make sure that this direction of your fabric is straight. So this would be where you would want to take your project off if necessary to not, or I'm sorry, yeah, to not make it wavy. So it's this part of your fabric is straight. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do the other two sides. So again, I just put the piece of felt down, and then I snap on that side, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same. I will pull it just a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my snap on this last side. And then I'm also going to kind of roll that. And this is where I can obviously like adjust my tension by rolling the bars apart. And I feel like with rolling the bars, the felt is also really good for that because like I said, it provides that extra layer between your fabric and the actual snap, because I know some people have ripped their fabric with the edges of these snaps. I've heard that that's only happened with like off-brand Q snaps, but I don't know. It hasn't happened to me personally. So as you can see down here, this looks like it's a little wavy, but I'm not really concerned about it because it's in the corner and I'm not stitching there. But the main part in the center here is pretty straight. I mean, it's never going to be perfect, especially when you're working with an even weave or a linen, but pretty darn close. So yeah. And then at this point, this is where I would put on my grime guard. So I might as well show you guys that too while I'm here. But I usually just kind of, you know, obviously fan out the fabric, and then I'll just kind of roll it around the edges like this. And granted, I usually do this in my lap. I don't usually do this like on a table and stuff, but yeah, then I'll just kind of fidget the little grime guard on there, and then I'll turn around and kind of tuck in the fabric around the edges. You can also use those little spool hugger things that look like this. You can also use these to roll your fabric up around your project. But I find that when you use a grime guard, like if it's just a normal size piece of fabric, you don't really need, or I haven't been using them when I have the grime guard. So, but yeah. That's how I load my Q snap. Hopefully that was helpful. And yeah, let me know if you have questions and hopefully I can try to answer them. So anyway, okay, back to the video. Thanks guys. Okay, so yeah, those are all my whips that I worked on this week. I have some haul that is not stitchy related, but I'm really excited about it, so I'm gonna show it to you anyway. So the first thing is, I don't know if you can tell, but back here I have some pin boards, and I collect Disney pins, the Disney trading pins, and I think the first time I went to Disney was like 2005, and I literally got one pin. And then we went to Disney again in 2007, and I was like, okay, this is my second trip, so I'm gonna get 2 pins. So then I had 3. Actually, I told myself I was only gonna buy 1 pin every year, but then the second year we went, a cast member gave me and my sister each pins, and then we ended up being in the parade, but that's a whole other story. Anyway, so then I was like, okay, 2 pins for the second trip, 3 pins for the third trip. I did that for the next like 5 or 6 trips. And then I got to the point where like, I'm gonna buy however many pins I want to buy. And now I buy them even if I haven't been to Disney World. So I ordered these online. They don't have a huge pin selection on the Disney Store website, but they do switch it out a lot. So they just came out with their Halloween pins, and I was super excited. I've never been to Disney during Halloween. Hopefully I can one day. But yeah, so I bought their Halloween pins. I didn't buy all of them because number 1, that's expensive, and number 2, I just bought my favorites. So, But I'm going to show you this one first because I already took it off the card. Because all these packages shipped separately to me, even though it was one order. But anyway, so we've got Minnie dressed as a cat with Figaro. I don't know how clearly I can get this to show up. Maybe if I go back here. But yeah. And then I got this little pin duo. It's Chip and Dale dressed as pumpkins. Or I guess Dale's dressed as a pumpkin and Chip just has one. And I don't know if you've heard this before, but the way you can tell them apart is Chip has the black nose like a chocolate chip, and then Dale is the one with the red nose. So, and then this is the last Halloween pin I got. It's Pluto dressed as a mummy with a pumpkin. These are so cute. And I know there's some people who will they'll actually take these Disney pins and they'll like cut off the pin part and then glue a magnet to it and then turn it to a needle minder. But I don't think I have the heart to do that. I may do that. I may do that one day with some of the ones that I have traded that are obviously fake, but I like the way they look anyway. But yeah, so I got those, but then I also got a couple other pins because I can't resist. I got this one, which is Lucky from 101 Dalmatians. Which, speaking of which, I saw Cruella last night. If you have Disney Plus, it's available to stream as a Disney Plus subscriber. You don't have to do the Premiere Access anymore. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So, watching Emma Stone and Emma Thompson together was fun too. So, and the costumes in that movie are beautiful. And then this is the last pin I ordered. This is Forky from Toy Story 4. And this little card that they put him on is supposed to be Bonnie's backpack. So, but yeah. And his arms move around. This one's a little more hard to move than this one. This one kind of like wants to fall down, which is kind of annoying. But I'm sure I can figure out how to tighten it. But yeah. So, and then the last thing that I ordered that was not Stitchy related is more lip balm from Glossier because I love lip balm and all my tubes were really empty. But my favorite thing about Glossier and their lip balm is you have to spend $30 to get free shipping. Well, if you get the lip balm trio, it costs exactly $30. So you can get free shipping just by buying lip balm. So, but what I also like is they put their stuff in these little pink pouches. And I have several of these now because I'm obsessed with their lip balms. But anyway, there was only one flavor that I had not, or scent or whatever, that I had not tried yet, and that was the mango. So I got that one, and it does have a tint to it, but it's so sheer that it really is basically clear. And then I got one of my all-time favorites, the mint, which is clear, and then the coconut, which is also clear. And then they have another one of my favorites is the birthday cake, and it's clear but it has sparkles in it. And then the only ones that I really don't like, or like the least, I guess, would be the cherry and the berry. And that's only because they have a lot of pigment in them, so when you do put them on your lips, like if you get it out of the line, then you're gonna be able to tell, and it looks weird. Especially the berry one, because I'm so fair-skinned, I feel like the berry would look much better on a darker complexion person, because then when you do go outside the lines, it doesn't look as weird. But they both taste great, or smell great, and they look really good, so. But yeah. And then the Glossier orders are also super cute because they always have a sticker in there. So this is the one for summer. But yeah, like I said, not Stitchy related, but I was really excited about them, so I wanted to share. Maybe somebody who watches me discovers that, you know, oh hey, I like Glossier and you like Glossier too? Cool. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, so that's it for Stitchy stuff and non-Stitchy stuff. It's Sunday, so I'm gonna go do laundry and get ready for my life this week. And it is almost September, so going to set up my bullet journal for September. I really like watching Amanda Rach Lee do her bullet journal setups. She's been doing them for years, and she always surprises me with what theme she does, and I just like watching her videos, like her doodle, her planner and stuff. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. I think for stitching plans, I'm obviously in the middle of a drink for Cozy Cafe, so I'll probably finish the sparkling water and then move on to the coffee so I can actually be fully caught up with this. But everything else, I'm just gonna stitch it if I feel like it. So there are a couple things that I want to stitch for family for Christmas and birthday. Well, I say Christmas and birthday, it's really gonna be birthday because we're going on like a Christmas vacation, which we haven't ever done before. We usually just do gifts at home, but this year instead of gifts, we're going on a trip. So, but yeah, but my sister and well, actually my whole family, my sister, my mom, and my dad, all of our birthdays are around the holiday season anyway. So my sister's in November, mom's in December, dad's in January, I'm in January. So, but yeah, so hopefully I can stitch the things I want to stitch for them, my mom and my sister. I don't have anything picked out for my dad. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching, I love you. But and I already told my sister what I was gonna stitch her. I'm gonna stitch her the Amanita Frog by Mama Witch cross stitch. So anyway, but yeah, so gonna stitch Cozy Cafe, and then other than that, stitch what I want whenever I feel like it. So yeah, I think that's it. I always have a really hard time ending these videos because then all of a sudden I just don't have anything else to say and I'm like, okay, like, bye. So anyway, Piper's all curled up. She's so cute. I think you can actually kind of see her collar from here, like right there. So, okay. Well, bye, and I'll see you next time in like 2 weeks.